Hey, thanks for stopping by. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, comment, or subscribe. Uh, it's my name is Valerie. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love Island, Season 8, Episode 38. So in this episode, I'm becoming like an old record where I keep repeating the same thing in the sense that it's always the editing is always focused around Luca, Gemma, Paige, Paige and Davide and ekin-su. So in this episode, we start off with I'll just talk about those that we really saw much of, and then we'll end off with the rest. Well, the people that they want the audience to be familiar with. So with Deji, really didn't see Deji. Deji was shown sitting with Josh and Summer, but we really didn't hear him speak. We didn't see much of we did say Billy, but Billy it was more when they were working out, and I think it was more because of Danica. So Billy is in a friendship relationship at the moment with Tash, and we really didn't see much of him because I think he's realized that Tash has sailed away, so he's now trying to get a connection with somebody else. And so while he was working out with Davide and Ekensu, um, Danica was there stretching, and because Danica was there stretching, I think he got excited because he suddenly started talking about Danica and how he wanted to try and see if he could get a connection with Danica and see how it goes. Danica, on her part, confided in India because I really love the friendship between India and Danica. I think they've become very close. And so they were having a conversation with Danica saying that, I never considered him as a someone I might have a connection with. I always considered him as a friend. But suddenly I think it's time for me to sort of take away that friendship mentality and sort of try and see if we can get something going. So it will be interesting to see how that plays out because I think the producers are going to want to try and play that out because I don't think they want Billy to go home at the moment. And I don't think they want Billy to sort of interfere with Gemma and Lucas as well. On her part, Danica is in a friendship relationship with Josh, and Josh seems to, as I said in previous episodes, Josh, I think, wanted to come to the villa. That's why he played up his connection with Danica. And once he got to the villa, he saw Summer, and I think he was infatuated with Summer, and this is why he's trying to sort of forge a connection. We saw Summer and Josh sort of flirting and sort of playing games and sort of mimicking each other and sort of I don't know. I don't know whatever they were trying to do, but I can foresee them coupling up as a couple and probably saying they've got a connection there. Deji, as I said, we didn't see him. He's in a friendship relationship with India because India's gone back to Dami, and Dami's in a friendship relationship with Summer, so we barely saw them together. Instead, we saw India with Demi, and India actually slept outside with Demi, and Demi was promising India that he would never um, give a cause for concern, and he would always be faithful, and he would never repeat what happened during Kasama would never repeat itself. I don't know. I said their relationship to me. I personally would have preferred India with Deji or India with Ekena, but unfortunately, you can't choose for somebody else. She seems happy with Dami, and so we'll see how that plays out. We'll see how that plays out. They seem to have forgiven each other and they seem to have made up. So we'll see how that goes and how long that lasts. And then Luca and Gemma, I think the producers have realized that everybody doesn't get that relationship. And I think this is why they send them on a date, because they send them away on a date. Because we rarely see them communicating. And it was interesting. I think I saw one or two comments on Twitter where someone was saying, oh, Gemma's just taken away Luca's dreams of meeting Michael Owen because she said, her mother has to approve of Luca. And you could see on his part, Luca was slightly disappointed because I think he thought he had a shoe in with Gemma. I think he didn't realize that her family was important and their say so was the final say. And so they went on their date. They did have a conversation. I don't get their connection. I don't see any chemistry. I just see two people that seem to have settled on one another. And we'll see how long that plays out because I've always said Lucas after the long game. He's after life after the show and how he can sort of move away from his current sort of employment of selling fish and get something that is more likely to give him better income and better returns. That's just my opinion. Gemma, she seems happy with him. I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. And then um, Tash and Andrew, Tash and Andrew seem to have made up. Tash and Andrew seem to have made up in the sense that they're constantly making out, they're constantly beside each other. So I think they've forgiven one another. Andrew actually slept inside the villa today because Dami and India were sleeping outside, and Andrew slept with Coco. So I think he was waiting for Tash to sort of forgive him before he could return to sleep inside. Um, I don't know. That's a relationship of convenience, and I wonder how long that will last. Because I think Tash said was slightly turned with Adam, but when she realized he wasn't interested in her, then she decided to settle on Andrew. So we'll see how that goes. And then finally, who shall I? David and Ekin-su. David and Ekin-su for me. David and Ekin-su, I think, in the eyes of the producers, are the show, in the sense that they give you everything. They give you drama, toxicity, love, everything you want. It's under one blanket. And I think I said it yesterday that Ekin-su had um, Paige say that Jax would be very concerned about Adam and how that might make him jealous. And so I think because of that, Ekin-su tried to use that to her advantage in the sense that she tried to make Davide jealous. And because of the way she behaved the last time with Jax, where she went with Jay, where she went up onto the terrace and was busy making out with Jay, Davide doesn't trust her. He doesn't trust her. Um, the editing is funny because at one point we saw them fight, and the next thing they were in the swimming pool making out, and it's like this is too much. It's giving us a lot of whiplash. So they did fight, and then they later settled down and sort of had a conversation and agreed that it was a misunderstanding on their part. I think David and Ekinsu as well. It's no longer a proper relationship. I think it's now a relationship of convenience because they're going to milk that relationship for as much money they can get out of it, and we'll see how that goes. I didn't get their fight. I didn't understand their fight. I understand there's trust issues, but still, it wasn't worth all the you're an actor, you need an Oscar, you need this, that, and that. I don't think that was necessary. I don't think that was necessary. And then Adam was given an opportunity to go on a date. So he was given an opportunity to go on a date with three girls. And I think because of the issue, I think the reason why he chose the three girls he chose is because he still feels guilty about Jack's going home, and he felt guilty about the drama with Ekensu and David, because as soon as he received the text and said what the requirements of the text were, Ekensu then said, "Oh, I hope he doesn't choose me," as though she wanted him to pick her, but was making it seem as though she didn't want him to pick her. As in, she was playing games. She wanted him to pick her. That way, she could make Davide jealous. But I don't think she's really that interested in forming a connection with him as much as she was with Jay. So he chose to go with some Danica and Paige. And their order to me made sense because he's always said he's got a connection with Paige, he's got a connection with Danica. So that made sense. I think Summer was the one that everybody was sort of taken aback. And I think in his mind, he would have chosen Ekensu had there not been the drama with Davide. And I think after yesterday, he just wanted things to settle down a bit before he starts getting them pop off again. So on his date with Summer, I think Summer wasn't interested in him. That's why when he asked about her date, what she would plan as a date, that's why I think she just went off on whatever came to mind. She just talked about, I'd love to go on a 2-day date and go out of the country and that sort of thing. And so when she came back, Summer did say, it's a no for her. He's not her type and she's really not interested in him, which I sort of understand because this guy's been on the show. People have seen him. I haven't seen him before. So obviously, you will have your opinion of someone given the history there. Her part, Danica is crafting, and Danica, for me, as I said yesterday, Danica is the person in the villa who's faced the most challenges. The person who, if anyone was to walk out and say, raise their hands and say, I'm done, it will be Danica because of the rejection that she's faced. So he went on a date with Danica. He does seem interested in Danica, but I think his number one choice is Paige. And if Paige turns him down, then is likely to go with Danica. Danica, he did ask about her date, and she sort of gave a thoughtful response in the sense that I think she's interested in him and is hope. If nothing else, I think Danica is just looking for anyone who will have a connection with her, so that she's coupled up with someone and she doesn't run the risk of being eliminated. So she did tell him about what she would plan as a date. She'd always take her partner into consideration. He then asked her to teach him to dance, which she did. He's a horrible dancer. He's a horrible dancer. I don't know whether I could say he's the right match for her. Hmm. If I were to compare between Billy and Adam, I think Billy's a better partner than Adam, because Adam, I think, is a bit more unstable in the sense that he's more, he's a game player. He's always looking for his next move, but that's just me. And then he went on a date with Paige. Um, Jax must be upset at home, watching Paige on her date with and Adam, and how she appeared to enjoy it, how relaxed she was, and hearing all the things that Adam said about Paige after the date. Because I think Paige is a very loving and caring young lady. I didn't agree with the way she treated Danica after the voting, but I think most of the guys really like her and really find her to be sort of a homely girl, because he actually said, she's the type of girl you would date if you were thinking of getting married. And you could tell Luca was uncomfortable. Luca wanted to listen to the gossip after his dates, but he was also trying to be respectful of his friend so that his friend doesn't think he's encouraging whatever's going on. So it was interesting in all three dates. I think if he were to ask to couple, he's going to couple with Paige. If Paige says no, or if Paige leaves, then he'll couple with Danica. That's just my opinion. I think Summer, he just chose it just because he needed a third member and he didn't want to rock the boat with Tash or with India. So he chose, I'm surprised he didn't go with Coco, but then maybe that's not his type. Anyway, um, Coco on her part, we just saw in the background, she wasn't really doing much. And that's my review for today, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And please recommend my channel to other people. I'm trying to get my subs to 1,000. Thanks, guys.